Knowing isn't enough. You must do. And before I get into this video with as much passion as I have for it, I gotta bring the book out so you know that we're locked in. And I was writing about this the other day, and I said, for how much change can occur if one knows he must but never does. You have to be able at any moment be willing to sacrifice who you are for who you will become. Knowing isn't enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do. Action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. Your inability to move is stunning your ability to improve. And this last point, which may seem hypocritical, but it's understanding that you don't need more advice, you need more action. You don't need more advice, you don't need more videos, you don't need more research, you don't need any of these things. All you need to do is start applying what you already know. There's something about having faith in unfamiliar places that truly breaks the mold, that truly breaks all these different things that is holding you back. It's funny because I'm actually preparing for the Bible study that I'm about to give tonight, and it's on this, and I had no clue that I would even be doing this, but I think some of this stuff is so important, right? When it talks about just having faith. And I wrote here, I said, as Christians, we have made it a habit in only trusting God in places where he has already proven himself or places where we feel secure. But real faith doesn't wait for evidence. It obeys without clarity. It trusts without comfort. It walks even when the path is invisible. We've confused familiarity with faith, and that's not trust, it's control. God has never called us to walk by results, but he has called us to walk by faith. If your belief only works when you feel strong, then maybe you're not believing, or rather then maybe you're believing in yourself more than you are God. Because true faith isn't confined to comfort zones. It thrives in the tension, in the unseen, and in the weakness. God is not only present when we have seen him before, he's also God in places where he has yet to be revealed. And this is good. This is gonna be a great Bible study. But one thing I just need you to understand is you don't have to figure it out. You just have to bow. You just have to submit yourself to whatever it is that you're doing, understanding that the one who called you will also carry you. Like the thing that is calling you to do this thing in the first place is also going to be the motivator. It's also going to be the will. It's also going to be the thing that takes you forward. You have to know your why. Why am I doing this in the first place? And then let that carry you every single day, even when it doesn't feel good, even if you don't feel good, even if you don't want to do this anymore. Why did you start in the first place? And then have gratitude that you begun the journey. Many never even try. And if you ever get held up, right? This is why you got to journal. If you ever get held up, I want you to understand this, because I'm going to make a video on this as well. But don't get afraid or be afraid what other people think, because the truth is, it's exactly what you think. They're gonna think it's corny. The truth is, they're gonna think that you're like everybody else. Why? Because they are familiar with who you used to be, not who you're trying to become. And because you're trying to become something more or something different than they view you as, they want to limit you to the version of your previous self, not allowing you to become fully who you are now. And what I'm really just saying is, to all those who try, understand that you're closer to where you're trying to get to than where you were or where you started from. So keep going. I want to save the rest for the video that I have intentionally for it. But I want you to understand that the journey is a beautiful thing. It's really not about the destination as much as it is just starting. A lot of us get so caught up on it has to be perfect that we never even progress. A lot of us get so caught up on, I have to know exactly what I'm doing before I move, that we stay in the same place for too long. To the point where we are so afraid of what it may look like, or to the point where we have started to live in our mind and not in our body. And that's a scary sight. That's a scary thing to do. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, to be caught up in a version of doubt that they don't even believe in themselves to move anymore. To limit themselves so much so that they can't even step into their actual purpose that they were called for, that they were created for, that they were designed for. And they never get a chance, and they never spend one day actually living. They existed, but did they ever live? See, I firmly believe that we get to personally choose to live in our own acquainted yet self-provoked heaven or hell. Now the afterlife has its own dictation, and that's something completely different. But while we're here on earth, we get to live in our personal heaven or hell. And we get to experience that in the things of doing forms of expression that make us feel more like ourselves. And or in the opposite version of that, where we do things that make us feel less of ourselves. Just as much as we get to participate in things that bring us more joy, that make us happier. But also, even if we don't do those things, we're still able to experience happiness. We're still able to experience joy because we have gratitude for the moment that we're in. But just as that, in its opposite attraction, living in moments where we have placed happiness are far from us. We have placed joy are far from us. We have set timelines that if we don't reach, we cannot experience joy or happiness. As if joy and happiness is a goal. As if joy and happiness is a reward for something instead of something that we can just affirm to ourselves now. The truth is, in all things, you don't need to know more, you just need to do more. Truth be told, you don't even need more advice, you just need more action. And that's really to say that you shouldn't forsake any more wise counsel. You shouldn't forsake, you know what I mean, even videos like this that I believe are helpful. It's not to say that you shouldn't listen more than you speak, but rather to say that you've probably heard enough. Rather to say that you've probably had the answer inside of you this entire time. That that the internal already gave you everything you needed. You've just been seeking for more answers externally because you don't trust the ones that you've already have. The truth is, you've probably known what to do since day one. You just never started. Oh man, yeah, that hit me. You probably already know what to do since day one. You've just been pushing it off to one day. One day I'll start this. One day it'll be the perfect timing. One day everything will fall in alignment. One day it'll be, instead of just making it day one. Because the truth is, if you ever want it to happen one day, you have to start with day one. Day one is the only way to get there. You don't get to the destination if you never started. Day one isn't the goal, but it is a prerequisite. It is something that is inevitable. It must take place. But day one won't get you all the way to your destination. But if anything, it is a good start. And you should be grateful for starting. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to look like some people think, oh, the only way I can work out is if I go to, no, you can work out right now. It can start today. Oh, if I want my business plan to work, you can establish why you're starting the business in the first place. That's your brand, that's your messaging. It can start today. Oh, I have to get the right camera for it. You can use your phone. Something that you already have. It can start today. So we keep pushing things further and further away as if we're inadequate. As if we're inadequate. And I need you to really understand this, that God And I actually want to, this is the last point, because this is so good. And I wrote this down, and it hits me. So it says, stop shrinking just because you don't feel sufficient. Right? Stop shrinking just because you don't feel sufficient. He who called you will carry you. If he called you, he'll carry you. Stop already telling yourself that you're not worthy. Stop already telling yourself that you'll never get it. Stop already telling yourself that it's impossible. Stop denying yourself. And rather just become undeniable. And the only way to become undeniable is to put in the work. It is the countless hours that you put towards the craft. It is the countless hours that you put towards the calling. It is the countless hours that you build every moment that you just put in the work, the reps that you put onto it, the amount of, listen, you can study as much as you want, but you won't know what it's like until it's real life application. You can study as hard and as much as you want, but you won't know what it's like until it's really in your hands, until you're really performing it. So stop holding yourself back, right? Because what does that do? What does it do, really? And stop trying to learn everything about it before you begin to attempt it. Because the truth is, you lose nothing in trying, but you gain everything in the attempt. You lose nothing in trying, but gain everything in the attempt. Because done is better than perfect, because perfect never gets done. So knowing isn't enough, you must do. Knowing isn't enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. Action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. Your inability to move is stunting your ability to improve. For how much change can occur if the one who knows he must never does? You have to be able at any moment, be willing to sacrifice who you are for who you will become. If you made it to the end of this video, I'm so appreciative, because all these videos are showing my progress. All these videos are showing my process. All these videos are showing even the gaps and moments where I kind of lost hope, kind of lost faith, kind of struggled with doing this myself. I just want y'all to understand that I'm not 4 years afar from you. I'm in the process just like you are. I just started earlier, right? Or we might be on the same track, and I may just got a little bit of this that I can share with you because I'm learning it. Whatever it is, I just want you to understand that you're human. And if you see something that is possible and has been done by a human and is humanly possible, then you too can do it. The path never needs affirmation, it's always the self. So give it to yourself. Stop holding it afar from you as if you have to be worthy or you have to become something more. You don't. You don't have to become something that you're not to start. You just have to be willing. You'll never be ready. And the truth is, you don't have to be ready. You just have to be willing. But I'll leave that for another video. I appreciate y'all. Love. If y'all have any questions or any topics that you want me to address in another video, I think this is my first time ever actually asking this. So if you have any topics or anything that you're struggling with, just in life in general. I always bring it back to faith because that's just my firm foundation, and that's what I believe to be the truth. But any topics or anything like that that you may have questions with or you're just struggling with, go ahead and comment it down, and I'll do my best to actually answer that question for you or address that topic, because we're growing together. You know what I mean? And I always believe that your duh is somebody else's aha. And you know what I'm saying? We're not always blessed just for it to be us, right? But also to come through us. So that's why I really believe these life experiences are so important, and just being able to share wisdom with one another. But as I said, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.